Thanks for joining us today on Backwoods Pursuit. Today we're going to do a 6 Moon Designs Fusion 65 backpack review. This here is of course the Fusion 65 from 6 Moon Designs. We're going to go over the features that this backpack offers, as well as how you fit this properly to your back and to your torso length. You have an adjustable torso on this Fusion 65, so we're going to show you how to do that. We're going to go over the different options that you've got with as far as pockets, how to adjust those, and go over each of the features of this 6 Moon Designs Fusion 65 backpack. Sure would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button for us. It means a whole lot to us if you follow along as we do these different gear reviews. Follow us on our Facebook and Instagram accounts as well, Backwoods Pursuit there, and check out our website, backwoodspursuit.com, for other gear reviews. Let's get started. First thing you might notice about the Fusion 65 here is it's maybe a little bit different than a standard or what we've become used to in the hunting backpack world, as far as, you know, obviously you got a yellow color here rather than camouflage. Obviously not a big deal if you're hunting animals that are colorblind like most of them, but this is a little bit different color and a different design than a lot of your other backpacks out there in the hunting market. This is more actually what I would look at as a backpacking style backpack, not really designed or meant for hauling heavier loads with your meat hauling capabilities. With the bag on this does not separate from the frame, so if you were to get an animal down and need to do some packing out with this, you would be putting the meat inside the bag compartment of this particular backpack. Some people that bothers more than others, but it's something to consider on this particular backpack. You do have here a couple of different options as far as the way that this bag closes up. You've got here on the side, you got a roll top, and then you've also got a vertical strap here that goes over the top of the roll top to give you some additional ways to stabilize the load that you've got. So you've got a roll top here, and then it velcros on the top of that roll top to make it a little bit easier to roll that down when you're cinching down your load. A lot of the bags now, a lot of the backpacks now are going to this roll top design because it is a nice convenient way to secure your load, and it does allow you to really cinch down the load vertically. When you get that secured and attached, you can really cinch that down and compress the load as much as possible. So that is kind of a nice option there, and then being able to again secure this here gives you an additional way to secure a load, especially if you have a bulkier, heavier load that way. The other thing that this strap does is it routes through right here. There's a little a plastic piece that it routes through. I'm going to zoom that in for you a little bit closer. So you can see here on this little black piece right here, this strap right here routes through that, so it keeps it from flopping all over side to side on this backpack. And then the other thing it does is it attaches to this bigger pocket here in the front. So the plastic piece here keeps this strap aligned vertically, while it also attaches this big pocket here in the front. So you can loosen this up, and then you've got a nice big pocket here in the front, which has stretch material here on the side, so it gives you some additional ability to open this up and put extra gear, maybe a coat or, you know, any kind of a puffy jacket, whatever you wanted to fit in there. It's just a nice big pocket there that's in addition to the main bag compartment here, and it's got these stretch components on the side. So the other adjustability you have here, so once you've got that attached, the other adjustability here is you've got this elastic piece right here that you can, once you've got this front pocket full, you can tighten that up and help secure that whatever's in that front pocket from falling out. One of the things that's cool about the way that this elastic attaches here is there's not any additional clips necessarily, but just this little plastic piece right here that is a locking mechanism for this elastic cord. So you can draw this tight and then pull it up through those channels right there, and then that will keep this front pocket from opening back up and anything spilling out of there that you've put in that pack. So It's kind of a nice, easy, and simple way to make sure that that cord doesn't open up on you. And then if you need to open that, of course, you just pull it up, bring it back down into the channel, and then that'll open right back up for you. Staying out on the front side of the bag here, you can see here we've got some loops here that you can attach whatever you need to. You can improvise, you know, sleeping bag, a pad, whatever you want to loop through that, as well as these guys here. These straps here on the outside, they can be used as a compression strap to compress this load in, or you can open those up and again slide a pad or sleeping bag or something of that nature through that. Moving over to the side of the bag here, we've got these large side compartments here with the same cord locking system that is on the front pouch. You just lift up on this and then it opens and releases this side pocket here. So you've got a really nice big pocket here on the side, same stretch material as on the front or on the edges, the sides of the front pocket there. But this has more stretch in it, so you can actually get more in this pocket than it looks like, because it does stretch pretty nicely. Then once you've got it filled up, pull that with that elastic and then lock it down in place, and it'll stay that way for you. And open that back right back up. It's real simple, real easy. On the side here, you've got a hydration port right up there, and then another one on the other side, so you can run the hydration bladder on either side, whichever is most convenient for you. And you can see here the two horizontal compression straps that attach to the frame here of the Fusion 65 backpack. So these compression straps are, the way that they're designed is they're designed to move up. As you can see, they're at an angle, and so they both pull the bag towards the frame on both sides. So it gets the load nice and secure to this frame, and allows you to really cinch that frame down between that. This one on the top, and then you also have the compression straps here on the side that allow you to compress the top down from the vertically to make sure it's compressed that way. And then finally, of course, out in the front here, you can compress this on the bottom and close up the bottom of that pack if you need to, if you don't need as much volume. Cinch these all the way down. You'll do that the first thing, so fill the top half of the pack up if you want to go that route. So it gives you a lot of flexibility on how you load this pack. All right, as far as the size of this pack, it's the Fusion 65. It's a total of 4,100 cubic inches, and that breaks down in this way. The main bag here is 2,800 cubic inches. When you open up the top part, the collar here, that is 700 additional cubic inches. So the main bag up here, 700 cubic inches additionally. And then the pockets between this pocket, the two side pockets, and then the hip pockets, and then there's some on the shoulder harness as well. That's an additional 600 total cubic inches, or a total of about 4,100 cubic inches. So it's a large pack that's going to haul as much as you want for your backpacking type trips. Obviously, if you throw something real dense like meat or hind quarter or something like that in to this, you're going to get that load a lot heavier with a lot less space. But for what it's designed for, it's going to do a good job of carrying that load for a backpacking load. I've had up to about 50 pounds in this, and it does a pretty good job up to that weight. It's not probably something you'd want to throw 100 plus pounds in. It's going to be relatively uncomfortable compared to some of the other packs out there that are more designed for that kind of a load. But it does a good job with what it's designed for, and it's super lightweight. It's 52 ounces. The entire pack is 52 ounces, so about 3¼ pounds. That is super light for a backpack. It's an ultralight backpack. And one of the things that comes with this is you've got hip belt pockets that are a part of it. So it's not an additional add-on. They are on the smaller side, but they're big enough for a small camera, GPS, that sort of thing, maybe your phone. You get two of them, one on either side. And then here on the harness too, you've got two additional pockets right here on the harness. One on this side, one on this side, and they also have that stretch material with the locking mechanism here with that cord, so you can lock your phone or GPS, again, something like that, in one of those pockets and make sure that stays secure. You do have your load lifter straps here for once you get all loaded and set, and so that's going to help distribute that weight proportionally to where it should be on the pack. So that's kind of an overview of the features of this pack. It's made of a ripstop nylon here, and it's quite durable. You can tell by looking at it and feeling it's really going to hold up well. It has so far for me. But let's look at how you adjust the shoulder harness here to make sure that you get the torso length right for you. Alright, so we're going to look at how to adjust the shoulder harness on this to make sure that the torso length is right for you. It's a critical adjustment when you're getting a pack fitted for yourself so that you get the pressure in the right points and so you don't get too much pressure on your shoulders. One thing to note about this is you do have a fairly rigid hip belt, and there's some plastic stays in there on the top and the bottom. And the way that adjusts is you've got this hip belt here, and that you've got two tension points on the hip belt here. You can tighten the top and the bottom at the same time, or one or the other, to make sure that load rides the right way. The hip belt is padded, but I wouldn't say that there's a ton of padding in here compared to some of your bigger, heavier meat type haulers. You don't have really a lumbar support pad, where if you're somebody that needs that, if you have a deeper S-curve in your back, that may be less comfortable for you. So keep in mind what type of backpack feels best for you. Some people like the big lumbar pads, some people don't. So it just depends on how your back is shaped and what feels best for you. So we're going to look at how to adjust this now. There's this plastic piece that comes with the pack, and it's attached to the top of the pack here. So you just go ahead and pull that out, and then you're going to pull the harness forward. And it's a number of different backpacks use this kind of a method to make the adjustment here in the harness. But you basically slide this plastic piece between the Velcro here, and then you can pull this out, and the harness comes right out. So we had to set on number 2. So if I needed to adjust it for my torso length up to or down to, say, number 3, I would go ahead and do that and slide that in right there, and then put this in the number 3 adjustment. Alright, so we've got this adjusted, at least for a first round, to see how this is going to fit. Then throw it on. You want the hip belt to be right around the middle section of your waist here. So if you find the bone right here, you want the pad to be right in the center of that if possible. It's going to be a little bit different for everybody as far as comfort. So go ahead and do that, and then you always want to tighten the hip belt first when you're adjusting the pack for yourself. Get that good and snug, and then second you want to adjust here across the shoulder, the sternum, and get that adjusted. That way you're not pulling these too far down, but you want to pull these out of your armpits just enough so that you're not getting any rubbing there. Tighten that up just a little bit, and then snug down the shoulder harness there. So as you're getting the final step here in getting the harness adjusted, you want to check the load levelers here. And so right now it looks pretty good. You don't want these real tight, but you want them just snug. And so obviously you can see here, if I tighten it down too much, what it does to the harness. You don't want that to happen. You want the harness to be laying flat on the top of your shoulder blade here. And so if you have some of this going on and your load levelers aren't that tight, you probably need to make another adjustment to the harness, the torso length. So in this case, since I don't have any weight in here, I'm going to go ahead and add the 35 pounds or so and just see how it sits. My guess is that the pack's going to sag down just a little bit, obviously once we put some weight in there, and then that will look more about like that, like it's supposed to. You want to be able to put a couple fingers up in there, that way you don't have too much stress on your shoulders from the pack. But that's about where you want to. You're going to have to play with it a little bit, and sometimes you even make an adjustment when you're out in the field. So if you have a lighter load, and then let's say you need to throw a quarter of an elk or a deer or something like that in the pack, obviously that's going to adjust how the pack sits. So in some cases you may want to make a quick adjustment to the harness so you don't have too much pressure on your shoulders. But that's really a quick rundown of the 6 Moon Designs Fusion 65 backpack. It's a nice ultralight backpack. It weighs just over 3 pounds, so it's awesome that way. But gives you the ability to haul large loads, and maybe not quite as heavy as some of the other ones out there that are true meat hauling pack where the bag separates from the frame. This one does not, but it gives you the ability to do that, to haul that meat if you need to, and it's just a real nice ultralight pack that's pretty durable. So take a look at these. I'll put a link down in the description for this backpack, and you can go check that out for yourself. Fire any questions away in the comments if you have any questions on this pack. and we are going to continue to do some more pack reviews for you, so stay tuned for those. Hit that subscribe button for us, and we'll see you next time.